Welcome. I'm Idie Kesner. As Dean of the Kelley School of Business, it's my honor to congratulate you on behalf of the entire Kelley School family on earning your achievement. This is a significant and wonderful accomplishment in any year, but this year, of course, it takes on even greater meaning. The coronavirus pandemic has altered our lives and presented us with new challenges and new ways of doing things. It's also presented us with new frustrations and complications. Some of you have likely experienced loss of income. Some of you may have suffered great personal loss, losing a family member or friend to the virus. Please accept my deepest condolences. I'm sure that special moments like graduation bring that loss to the forefront. It's precisely at times like this when we want our family and friends to be with us to celebrate our milestones. In addition, this year we've witnessed instances of social injustice, prejudice, and hate, and some have experienced the effects of these things on a very personal level. All of us have felt the loss of everyday normalcy, and sometimes it's the little things in our lives that we miss the most. Hugging grandparents or other family members, sitting around the holiday dinner table together, seeing each other's unmasked smile, and the daily routines of life that were anything but routine in the midst of a pandemic. I want to acknowledge those losses, those challenges, those fears. In this moment, think about what you've been through this past year. And then, I want you to think about what you've accomplished. You've reached this special graduation moment. You've persisted. You kept going to the finish line. I'm very proud of you, and you should be proud too. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've accomplished in the middle of a global pandemic. A year ago at this time, we didn't know how long we'd be isolated in our homes, whether college campuses would be open in the fall, or when a COVID-19 vaccine would be ready. Everything was very uncertain. A year later, we have hope. And not just because the vaccine rollout. Graduation on its own is a hopeful sign. It's about new beginnings. It's about what's next. I wish I could promise that everything going forward will be easier, that you will never have to live through another hardship like this. But of course, you know that no one can make such a promise. I can tell you that your Kelley experience and the tenacity and perseverance you've shown makes you better prepared to meet future challenges head on. If you look back through history, you'll find that in most cases, a time of strife or crisis was followed by a period of growth, innovation, and rejuvenation. Even when things look their bleakest, there will be signs of hope and optimism. And while some of us may see those signs more clearly, others may not. Even so, we owe it to ourselves to search for those hopeful signs. The words of Martin Luther King Jr. seem fitting here. Only in the darkness can you see the stars. The Kelley School has followed our starline path forward to a brighter future over our 101-year history. The Kelley School survived uncertainty and inflation during the Great Depression. We endured low enrollments during World War II and major growing pains when the war was over. We broke barriers during the civil rights movement of the 1960s. We overcame hurdles in international education when many countries in the world were at odds with each other. Each time, our school rose to the challenge and we emerged better than before. The tribulations brought about by the pandemic will have lasting effects on our society, our economy, the business world, and education. Significant changes in the way we live and work will be required. But your Kelley education has positioned you well to tackle these challenges. This is your time. You've acquired the skills to be nimble in the face of change, to recognize opportunity, to create momentum. Whether your next journey is as an entrepreneur with a small business, a professional working for a global corporation, or something in between, you'll be called on to find solutions needed to overcome the challenges we face: post-pandemic cultural and economic recovery, social justice, climate change, random acts of violence, or cultural divisions in our society. There's so much we can and must do in our roles as business professionals to heal our communities, our nation, and our world. But you won't be alone. As a member of the latest class to graduate from the Kelley School of Business, you join a vast alumni network, more than 120,000 strong. Kelleys can be found working and living and making a difference in their communities across the globe. Each class of graduates has made the Kelley School better. Those before you have used their diverse backgrounds, wide range of experiences, and unique talents and voices to serve others. And as our newest alums, you will do the same. One special point of pride for me during this past year is how Kelley students, faculty members, staff members, and alumni came together to help others, people inside and outside our community. You may have heard me say before that we should strive to be net givers, not net takers, and you've certainly lived up to that goal. Kelley's provided more than 75,000 N95 masks to healthcare workers at the beginning of the pandemic, helped hundreds of small businesses across Indiana shift their operations online, and even helped IU Health manage the influx of COVID patients across the 16 hospitals. And these are just 3 among hundreds of examples where Kelley students, faculty, staff, and alumni stepped in to help. Kelley values are built on teamwork, collaboration, and support of each other and our communities. Never have those values been more important. During an already challenging year, some members of our Kelley family have experienced heightened fear, anxiety, and anger because of racism and prejudices. They're our friends, our fellow students, our professors, members of the Kelley staff, and alumni. Our Kelley family stands together in speech and action to end systemic racism, harassment, and hate crimes against any person. Today and every day, we must work to build a better future for all. I've been talking a lot about the Kelley family, but I also want to acknowledge that each of you has almost certainly been supported along your academic journey by family, friends, and people outside of Kelley. People who have encouraged you during difficult times and celebrated with you during your proudest moments. It's at times like this that I'm reminded of the powerful words of Gandhi when he said, "Take care of this moment. This moment is special. This moment is fleeting. This moment is precious." I urge you to take this moment to recognize the support you've received from your family, friends, mentors, and coaches, anyone who's helped you reach this special occasion. If you're with them now, tell them thank you. If you're apart, take time to write them, call them, text them, or share your gratitude on social media. You can even use the hashtag KelleyGrad. Moments like this are meant to be celebrated and shared and savored. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Ken Carow, Executive Associate Dean of Faculty and Research for Kelley, Indianapolis, and Professor of Finance.
Class of 2021, congratulations. As graduates of the Kelley School, you should be very proud of your accomplishments. The past year has brought unprecedented change and challenges, and you've proven you are resilient, dedicated, and persistent. We've all had to pivot over this past year. You most of all. We thank you for your dedication to your studies, for your commitment to excellence, and we are also happy to celebrate your great accomplishments. You have struggled, strived, and persevered to be here today. Today, I also want to recognize a great loss to the Kelley School. Professor Todd Roberson, who taught finance to our undergraduate students, passed away in February of 2021. We want to express our gratitude for his great support of the school and extend our deepest sympathy to his family, colleagues, and friends. Please join me in a moment of silence. We also want to thank each and every single one of you for the work you've put in over this past year. To those who've juggled remote learning, Zoom sessions, hybrid classes, parenting, and everything in between, you inspire us. And thank you. Over the past years, you have each challenged yourselves to take on new adventures and boldly embark on new challenges, in whatever shape that may have looked like. You have led student organizations, interned at Fortune 500 companies, nonprofit organizations, and government agencies. And now you are taking on new positions at companies throughout Indiana, the U.S., and the world. What makes Kelley special, what sets us apart, is our vision and our approach. We believe knowledge has the power to fundamentally transform lives and the world in which we live. As such, we do not merely teach the technical skills of business. We challenge our students to think critically, to solve problems, but most importantly, to dream big. In that spirit, I want to leave you with 3 additional challenges today. I know you are well prepared to take on each of these challenges. The first is to continue to step outside your comfort zone, and do so with confidence. Throughout your college experience, you devoted new skills and abilities, whether that be through case competitions, studying new subjects, making differences through organizations and internships in your community, or completing I-Corps. Keep building on those accomplishments. In this time of challenge, keep trying new things. Keep volunteering to step outside of your comfort zone. Never give up on your dreams. Take on those new challenges with confidence and know that with your background, your experience, and the Kelley Network, you can accomplish far more than you may realize. The second challenge is to inspire others. As you go into your careers, look for those you can mentor, inspire, change, challenge, and believe in. Your life will be richer, and the lives of those around you will be richer as well. The third challenge is to become one of the Kelley leaders. You are already well on your way. Consider the Lilly Foundation, the Carnegie Foundation, Ford Foundation, the Gates Foundation. These are leaders of businesses, leaders of their communities, and contributors to future generations. This is also the vision and dream of Ed Kelley, former president and CEO of Consolidated Foods and our namesake. As Kelley alumni, when you become leaders of business, leaders of the community, and leaders of future generations, you join this renowned group of leaders. We look forward to seeing the momentum started today continue to grow in your careers. Please stay informed, involved, and invested to share your success and connect with your fellow Kelley. We are proud of your accomplishment today and look forward to your continued success. It is now my pleasure to introduce Phil Powell. Professor Powell teaches economics and is our Associate Dean of Academic Programs. His energy and enthusiasm are contagious, and I strongly encourage you to take a healthy dose of energy and enthusiasm with you as you move forward in your careers.
Wow. Class of 2021, you have arrived. The work you completed to bring you to this ceremony today is absolutely impressive. COVID emptied your campus. COVID made your classrooms at times a two-dimensional computer screen. COVID made it harder to connect with peers and faculty members. This, though, did not stop you. You said, the show goes on. You said, let's do it. You said, damn this pandemic, I'm going to earn this diploma. Today, we celebrate the sweet success of your pure grit. Today, you earn your degree from the world-class, top-ranked Indiana University Kelley School of Business. Congratulations. We, your faculty, are so proud of you. We miss congregating as a Kelley School family in our own ceremony today. I personally miss shaking your hand. We come together, though, at our socially distanced IUPUI ceremony to preserve the rights of the season. We, the faculty, enjoy witnessing the ear-to-ear grins upon your faces in your regal graduation gowns, observing the tears of joy of people close to you, so happy to see what you have become. We love seeing the hugs of family and friends, capturing forever this special moment in time that celebrates your accomplishments. Your achievements during COVID are nothing less than inspirational. Class of 2021, you are graduates who have overcome adversity. Your endurance, your optimism, your determination, they define the mark that you will leave on American business. In our communities, we see the beginning of the end of COVID. We are slowly returning to the activities that pump the heart of our great American economy. As our lockdown eases away, though, we face tough questions for a new age. Questions like, how do we restore economic mobility? How do we leverage automation and artificial intelligence to ensure high-paying jobs? How do we fix American healthcare? How do we dismantle the ugly legacies of institutional racism? How do we make the United States globally competitive? The art and the science of business offers solutions for these challenges of a generation. Remember what you've learned. Great companies solve big problems. When organizations serve their customers and serve their communities to uplift humanity, the income naturally follows. We have trained you to be a hero that makes this world a better place. Whether through work in a nonprofit, a Fortune 500 corporation, a small company, or even your own startup, your Kelley School business degree means you lift people around you through management, leadership, and innovation. This is what we do at the Kelley School. This is what we stand for. As you have learned, at its core, business is not about profit. Business is not about the money. Business is not about ourselves. Hear me on this. Let me underscore this truth that you have gained while you have been with us. Ego is the most toxic force in business. Success is about the we, not the me. At its core, business is about service to our fellow human beings. As a Kelley School graduate, this is the ethos that gets you up every morning and sends you to work. You see, at the Indiana University Kelley School of Business, we positively transform the individuals, the organizations, and the communities that we touch. If we fulfill our mission, if you fulfill your mission, people are better off after they work with you than before they met you. As members of the Kelley School family, we naturally deliver this impact because of our values. We are grounded by our values. We have the talent to succeed, the humility to grow, and the tenacity to persevere. It's how we do business. We jump into the challenges. We roll up our sleeves. We collaborate with our colleagues. We inspire and push bold solutions. And in the end, we positively change organizations from the inside out. This is who we are. This is who you are now with a Kelley School diploma. Today, you are a Kelley School graduate. You move on in life to pay the privilege of your degree forward. Paying it forward starts now. It starts this moment. This is your call to action. America has never needed Kelley School graduates more than it does now. Thus, go forth and do great things. Class of 2021, we wish you well. Long live Indiana University, long live the Kelley School, and long live the power of business to elevate human existence. Thank you, and brave journey on the path ahead. It is now my pleasure to introduce the faculty chair of the Kelley School Undergraduate Program at IUPUI, Professor Charlotte Westerhaus-Renfrow.
Today is such a special day. The Kelley faculty and staff pause to honor your achievements during graduation. We are profoundly grateful for the opportunity and privilege to serve as your educators and mentors, and we collectively congratulate you on all your impressive accomplishments. I'm happy to now introduce Marva Hunt, Program Director of the Kelley Indianapolis Undergraduate Program.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. Those of us in the undergraduate office wish to congratulate you and wish you the best on your new journey.
Connor G. Abella, Bachelor of Science. Jared M. Abney, Bachelor of Science. Renee Ruth Abraham, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Stephen Blake Abrell, Bachelor of Science. Tasneem Akbar, Bachelor of Science. Jassim Sultan J.J. Al-Jaber, Bachelor of Science. Nasser Abdullah Alamari, Bachelor of Science.
Dedicated this accomplishment to my parents, my family, and my friends. I'm grateful for seeing all the hard work and effort. This journey has paid off. Thank you, Class 2021.
Ahmed Abdul Jalil Alaleo, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Jared N. Alanis, Bachelor of Science. Brianna A. Alexander, Bachelor of Science. Anthony J. Allen, Bachelor of Science. Samantha B. Allen, Bachelor of Science. Stephen T. Allen, Bachelor of Science. Khalid Ahmed Al-Shanjidi, Bachelor of Science. Saeed Saleh Al-Wadiai, Bachelor of Science. Jessica R. Anaker, Bachelor of Science. Delana Ellen Anderson, Bachelor of Science. Yash M. Arora, Bachelor of Science. Alexander M. Artail, Bachelor of Science. Joseph Benjamin Ashley, Bachelor of Science. Alexander Ayler, Bachelor of Science. Alex C. Back, Bachelor of Science. Hannah M. Ball, Bachelor of Science. Morgan Ballinger, Bachelor of Science. Zachary William Barnard, Bachelor of Science. Aaron N. Barasas, Bachelor of Science. Andrew Broderick Beck, Bachelor of Science. Christopher Bennett, Bachelor of Science. Carl A. Berman, Bachelor of Science. Heather Blankenbaker, Bachelor of Science. D.N.W. Bodo, Bachelor of Science. Jason David Bodenberg, Bachelor of Science. Kristen Renee Bowl, Bachelor of Science. Kristen Arbafo, Bachelor of Science. James Brooks Bolton, Bachelor of Science. Hayden Kayuli Borges Hardesty, Bachelor of Science. Jacob Somren Bowen, Bachelor of Science. Michael Keith Edward Bowen, Bachelor of Science. Julia Elaine Bradford, Bachelor of Science. Samuel Patrick Brandel, Bachelor of Science. Grant M. Branson, Bachelor of Science. Anthony Bravo, Bachelor of Science. Austin W. Brewster, Bachelor of Science. Charles Joseph Bright, Bachelor of Science. Colton P. Britton, Bachelor of Science. Seth Bronger, Bachelor of Science. Cameron Thomas Brown, Bachelor of Science. Hannah L. Brown, Bachelor of Science. Larissa Brown, Bachelor of Science. Grant C. Bullard, Bachelor of Science. Joel Wyatt Bullock, Bachelor of Science. Cole E. Butler, Bachelor of Science. Brandon Michael Edward Burns, Bachelor of Science. Thomas P. Campbell, Bachelor of Science. Neil Roland Carr, Bachelor of Science. Jean M. Carson, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Nicholas Allen Cassidy, Bachelor of Science. Christina Annette Cassier, Bachelor of Science. Juan Daniel Castaneda, Bachelor of Science. Gina Lorraine Cheruli, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Cole T. Chafin, Bachelor of Science. Gurpreet Kaur Chahal, Bachelor of Science. Saira Zohair Chowdhury, Bachelor of Science. Cole Walter Clayton, Bachelor of Science. Benjamin A. Clore, Bachelor of Science. Ethan Timothy Collier, Bachelor of Science. Emily Rose Combs, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Grant A. Cooley, Bachelor of Science. Tate Coulter, Bachelor of Science. Austin Joseph Courtney, Bachelor of Science. Jesse Wayne Cummings, Bachelor of Science. Jennifer Page Daniel, Bachelor of Science. Logan M. Davis, Bachelor of Science. Zachary M. Davis, Bachelor of Science. Rachel C. Day, Bachelor of Science. Evan Michael Dill, Bachelor of Science. Jacob Isaiah Disler, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Ashton F. Donato, Bachelor of Science. Anna Grace Donovan, Bachelor of Science. Caitlin Amelia Dorr, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Alex G. Dose, Bachelor of Science. Brian Lee Duncan, Bachelor of Science. Ismini Duran Guerra, Bachelor of Science. Reed J. Tanner Dye, Bachelor of Science. Willard Zvero, Bachelor of Science. Lidao F. E. Ju, Bachelor of Science. Jacob Scott Elliott, Bachelor of Science. Jason Lee Ellison, Bachelor of Science. Nicholas Allen Elrod, Bachelor of Science. Trevor D. Emmerich, Bachelor of Science. James Edward Esper, Bachelor of Science. Colton James Fitch, Bachelor of Science. Miguel Angel Espino, Bachelor of Science. David Eustace, Bachelor of Science. William Lee Farrow, Bachelor of Science. Cassie Fankboner, Bachelor of Science. Jacob Robert Farabee, Bachelor of Science. Larry Allen Farley, Bachelor of Science. Bailey M. Feeney, Bachelor of Science. Michael S. Ferguson, Bachelor of Science. Camden Furling, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Lindsay Rose Flannery, Bachelor of Science. Max Christopher Fleetwood, Bachelor of Science. Emily Fletcher, Bachelor of Science. Tommy Donnell Flournoy, Bachelor of Science. Jenna Joanne Foley, Bachelor of Science. Brian G. Fornfeld, Bachelor of Science. Austin Christopher Fox, Bachelor of Science. Ronald Michael Frank, Bachelor of Science. Nicholas Fredrickson, Bachelor of Science. Craig Scott Freeman, Bachelor of Science. Richard Alexander French, Bachelor of Science. Abigail May Friend, Bachelor of Science. Kelsey Froge, Bachelor of Science. Noah Frump, Bachelor of Science. Mackenzie A. Fry, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Rebecca Ruth Gardner, Bachelor of Science. Colton Gasser, Bachelor of Science. Isaiah Jebris Lassie, Bachelor of Science. Deborah Kelly Gerbith, Bachelor of Science. Spencer John Gerling, Bachelor of Science. Abigail Elizabeth Gibson, Bachelor of Science. Colin Glasgow, Bachelor of Science. Christian D. Gordon, Bachelor of Science. Joshua Lee Wells Gordon, Bachelor of Science. Jordan Virginia Graff, Bachelor of Science. Alex Michael Green, Bachelor of Science. Harkirat Grewal, Bachelor of Science. Harsimran Grewal, Bachelor of Science. Harrison P. Griffin, Bachelor of Science. Michael Garataz, Bachelor of Science. Jeffrey Ryan Haber, Bachelor of Science. Abigail Grace Hackman, Bachelor of Science. Kristen Marie Hall, Bachelor of Science. Lucas Ryan Hall, Bachelor of Science. Michaela and Hall, Bachelor of Science. Taylor and Hall, Bachelor of Science. Philip J. Hallett, Bachelor of Science. Alexis G. Hannes, Bachelor of Science. Andrea R. Hannes, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Bishoy E. Hannah, Bachelor of Science.
I would like to thank my mom, my dad, all Kelley School of Business professors. Thank you. Shukran.
Jessica Lynn Harper, Bachelor of Science. Danielle Renee Hartster, Bachelor of Science. Nicholas K. Harris, Bachelor of Science. Noah A. Harris, Bachelor of Science. Nathan Harry, Bachelor of Science. John Sheng Long Tang Haho, Bachelor of Science. Rachel and Hawkins, Bachelor of Science. Benjamin Haynes, Bachelor of Science. Zachary Michael Hayes, Bachelor of Science. Claire Elizabeth Heeger, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Alicia Hernandez, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Jamie Javier Hernandez, Bachelor of Science. Miguel Hernandez Nazars, Bachelor of Science. Madeline G. Heron, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Stephen Anthony Hetrick, Bachelor of Science. Stephen T. Hyatt, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Michaela R. Higgins, Bachelor of Science. Luke A. Hinton, Bachelor of Science. Tyler A. Height, Bachelor of Science. Mang Thom Ninh, Bachelor of Science. Cheyenne Noel Hodges, Bachelor of Science. Abigail Claire Hogan, Bachelor of Science. J-Man L. Hogue, Bachelor of Science. Francisco Javier Holdwin, Bachelor of Science. Patricia Hollingsworth, Bachelor of Science. Eric Colley Hopkins, Bachelor of Science. Kyle Joseph House, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Donna Howell, Bachelor of Science. Xiao Tian Huang, Bachelor of Science. Allison Hull, Bachelor of Science. Jeremiah James Hunsley, Bachelor of Science. Gamaleldian Ibrahim, Bachelor of Science. Scott C. Imel, Bachelor of Science. Hannah M. Inman, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Elijah Stone Johnson, Bachelor of Science. Chase A. Jones, Bachelor of Science. Gabriella L. Jones, Bachelor of Science. Alexander Melvin Jordan I II, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Mason Alexander Jung, Bachelor of Science. Heather Chiffon Cafferwy, Bachelor of Science. Pardaman Singh Cologne, Bachelor of Science. Jaskaran Singh Kaile, Bachelor of Science. Alyssa C. Kane, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Dulvir Kaur, Bachelor of Science. Harkirandeep Kaur, Bachelor of Science. Jaspinder Kaur, Bachelor of Science. Matthew S. Kurtz, Bachelor of Science. Muhammad Niraj Sarfraz Khan, Bachelor of Science. Carly Renee Kiefer, Bachelor of Science. Ashton T. Keel, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Peter Michael Kiffmeyer, Bachelor of Science. Ji-hyo Kim, Bachelor of Science. Matthew J. Kirchner, Bachelor of Science. Dalton M.D. Kizior, Bachelor of Science. Michael George Cope, Bachelor of Science. Emmeline Koo, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Noah Caleb Kramer, Bachelor of Science. Samuel W. Croft, Bachelor of Science. Jeremy Kuhn, Bachelor of Science. Mercedes D. Kuhn, Bachelor of Science. Happy J. Lacey Connell, Bachelor of Science. Arna Lapo, Bachelor of Science.
I'm going to thank my mother, father, boyfriend, my family in Bosnia, my friends here in the United States, and my professors at the Kelley School of Business.
Braxton Allen Lee, Bachelor of Science. Christopher H. Lee, Bachelor of Science. Drew C. Legan, Bachelor of Science. Isaiah Thomas Lehman, Bachelor of Science. Laura M. Lenke, Bachelor of Science. Charles Aaron Lewis, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Lydia E. Lewis, Bachelor of Science. Sarah J. Lewis, Bachelor of Science. Chija Lee, Bachelor of Science. Malsong Lien, Bachelor of Science. Chloe Grace Liebig, Bachelor of Science. Logan Christina Lindsay, Bachelor of Science. Mikayla Linov, Bachelor of Science. Jason S. Lyonberg, Bachelor of Science. Griffin J. Little, Bachelor of Science. Cameron J. Livens-Farger, Bachelor of Science. Cody Long, Bachelor of Science. Megan Elizabeth Long, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Casey Noel Lowry, Bachelor of Science. Ivan Emilio Lozano, Bachelor of Science. Van Naesung Lung Tum, Bachelor of Science. Kevin Joseph Lyons, Bachelor of Science. Muhammad Abdullah S. Mabrook, Bachelor of Science. Tyler Mace, Bachelor of Science. Julia Mackey, Bachelor of Science. Gerswak S. Malley, Bachelor of Science. Hope M. Martin, Bachelor of Science. Skylar M. Martin, Bachelor of Science. Eric Marie, Bachelor of Science. Adrian R. Mathis, Bachelor of Science. Miles K. Mathis, Bachelor of Science. Saunas Matten Mayer, Bachelor of Science. Alexandra M. Matasiak, Bachelor of Science. Jacoby David Maxwell, Bachelor of Science. Lee Donald McAdams, Bachelor of Science. Justin Dennis McCarthy, Bachelor of Science. Megan McCreary, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Stephen Austin McElhinney, Bachelor of Science. Ryan McGlinchey, Bachelor of Science. Joshua McGrath, Bachelor of Science. Claire L. McHugh, Bachelor of Science. Justin D. McEwen, Bachelor of Science. Joshua M. McKinney, Bachelor of Science. Jack McVeigh, Bachelor of Science. Ben McWilliams, Bachelor of Science. Luis A. Mendez, Bachelor of Science. Ashley M. Meyer, Bachelor of Science. Catherine B. Miles, Bachelor of Science. Grace E. Miller, Bachelor of Science. Michael Lawrence Miller, Bachelor of Science. Michael Cody Miller, Bachelor of Science. Sydney M. Miller, Bachelor of Science. Kyle Michael Mills, Bachelor of Science. Patricia Mitchell, Bachelor of Science. Chaitanya N. Modi, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Kirsten E. Malon, Bachelor of Science. Brayton R. Moody, Bachelor of Science. Nathan Paul Morales, Bachelor of Science. Michael Lee Morgan, Bachelor of Science. Wesley Patrick Marone, Bachelor of Science. Tia Delane Morale, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Tyler F. Morris, Bachelor of Science. Morgan Moss, Bachelor of Science. Jordan Cahill Mount, Bachelor of Science. Talha Muhammad Mujadidi, Bachelor of Science. Lauren Mafield, Bachelor of Science. Bradley H. Murphy, Bachelor of Science. Sean Michael Murphy, Bachelor of Science. Richard L. Minot, Bachelor of Science. Ramshan Nataraj, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Gauri Nagaraj, Bachelor of Science.
I would like to thank my family, my friends, and my professors who've been there for me every step of the way, and I would also like to congratulate my fellow Kelley graduates. We made it!
Hyungmin Nam, Bachelor of Science. Philip Ting Wen, Bachelor of Science. Laura Lee Noel, Bachelor of Science.
I love you, Mom and Dad. I'm done. I did it. Thank you for everything. And Grandma Walker and Braxa, thank you for cheering me on from heaven. I love you.
Caitlin M. Knoll, Bachelor of Science. William Charles Nord, Bachelor of Science. Eduardo Nunez, Bachelor of Science. Melissa Nzuki, Bachelor of Science. Caitlin O'Grady, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Daniel S. O., Bachelor of Science. Chad Eric Olson, Bachelor of Science. Trey Emma Mart, Bachelor of Science. O.V. Robinson Omofariada Sr., Bachelor of Science. Daisha Ottinger, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Olesia Walid, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Morgan T. Ousley, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Ashlyn Ray Overholt, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. John Tabb, Bachelor of Science. Eric Kennedy Pace, Bachelor of Science. Colin Papp-Posey, Bachelor of Science. Krishna Patel, Bachelor of Science. Milan Patel, Bachelor of Science. Shiv Patel, Bachelor of Science. Tushar A. Patel, Bachelor of Science. Viraj Patel, Bachelor of Science. Brajesh Patel, Bachelor of Science. Noah Christopher Patrick, Bachelor of Science. Jonah L. Peevler, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Michael Joseph Penu, Bachelor of Science.
Hey family, even though this might be one of the easiest things I've ever done, I appreciate you guys always hyping me up on any little accomplishment I have, so thank you all for being there for me.
Ted Pennoff. Bachelor of Science. Christina Petrovich. Bachelor of Science. Braden C. Flum. Bachelor of Science. Aaron Pearson. Bachelor of Science. Shanique Helen Angelique Pitney. Bachelor of Science. Reed William Plunkett. Bachelor of Science. Leonard Price. Bachelor of Science. Alexis Masikogios. Bachelor of Science. Austin T. Pertlebow. Bachelor of Science. Sundeep Rai. Bachelor of Science. Roger Dario Ramirez. Bachelor of Science. Israel Rangel. Bachelor of Science. Aaron Michael Rollins. Bachelor of Science. Madison Nicole Reddington. Bachelor of Science. Antoline J. Reiber. Bachelor of Science. Jenna J. Reisig. Bachelor of Science. Matthew Nader Rezkala. Bachelor of Science. Lucas T. Red. Bachelor of Science. Quincy D. Rice. Bachelor of Science. Calvin J. Riddle. Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Blaine J. Riley. Bachelor of Science. Katie Lynn Riley. Bachelor of Science. Madeline G. Riley. Bachelor of Science. Tyler Joseph Riley. Bachelor of Science. John Luke Rizzo. Bachelor of Science. Catherine M. Roberson. Bachelor of Science. Michael Owen Roberts. Bachelor of Science. Kurt N. Roeder. Bachelor of Science. Cheyenne Rollins. Bachelor of Science. Pia Ronningen. Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Mason Anthony Rock. Bachelor of Science. Maria N. Rose. Bachelor of Science. Nathan Rose. Bachelor of Science. Jason L. Rothenberger. Bachelor of Science. Mitchell Ruemmel. Bachelor of Science. Nimerpreet Sandhu. Bachelor of Science. Henry Sang. Bachelor of Science. Eugenio Antonio Sartini. Bachelor of Science. Ben Bisrat Savage. Bachelor of Science. Riley A. Shan. Bachelor of Science. Colton Thomas Schlenz. Bachelor of Science. Daniel John Schmidt. Bachelor of Science.
Daniel Schmidt, Mechanical Engineering and Kelley School of Business triple major.
Andrew W. Schmidt. Bachelor of Science. Kelsey Schnabel. Bachelor of Science. Holden M. Schneider. Bachelor of Science. Matthew Joseph Schneider, Bachelor of Science. Samuel Luke Schroeder, Bachelor of Science. Eric Joseph Scuderi, Bachelor of Science. Zachary Seaton, Bachelor of Science. Michaela A. Sell, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Devin R. Singh, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Lindsay K. Severson, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Abigail E. Shackelford, Bachelor of Science. Ismatullah Sharifi, Bachelor of Science. Kritika Sharma, Bachelor of Science. High distinction. Brittany Marie Shellis, Bachelor of Science. Jayu L. Shang, Bachelor of Science. Jaskarat Singh, Bachelor of Science. Mandeep Singh, Bachelor of Science. Parmpal Singh, Bachelor of Science. Rajver Singh, Bachelor of Science. Sukhjinder Singh, Bachelor of Science. Chloe Elizabeth Smith, Bachelor of Science. Isaac S. Smith, Bachelor of Science. Marshall James Smith, Bachelor of Science. Benjamin Graham Spencer, Bachelor of Science. Anna Spires, Bachelor of Science. Kyle Stanley, Bachelor of Science. Peyton Nathaniel Stevens, Bachelor of Science. Connor D. Stevenson, Bachelor of Science. Samuel Allen Stiers, Bachelor of Science. Adam Christopher Studi, Bachelor of Science. Joshua Lawrence Stout, Bachelor of Science. Jonte Stroger, Bachelor of Science.
I started from the bottom and I did it. Listen to y'all, representing Strogers and the Williams.
Evan Joseph Strom, Bachelor of Science. Leah Rachel Stuckwish, Bachelor of Science. Distinction. Jane E. Stutz, Bachelor of Science. Christopher David Summers, Bachelor of Science. Dotha Sung, Bachelor of Science. Lucas K. Swanson, Bachelor of Science. Aaron Sweet, Bachelor of Science. Mom Hari Silla, Bachelor of Science. Jordan Szymanski, Bachelor of Science. Olivia Tartaglia, Bachelor of Science. Grace Tawaneswi, Bachelor of Science.
I would like to thank the Kelley School of Business for awarding me with the best education I could have ever asked for. I would also like to thank God, my family and friends for walking with me throughout my college journey.
Sable Marie Tierman, Bachelor of Science. Herman Habdam Tesfaldet, Bachelor of Science. Peng Nin Tang, Bachelor of Science. Aaron Christopher Thomas, Bachelor of Science. Datile, Bachelor of Science. Sean Patrick Tillotson, Bachelor of Science. Lydia Sue Tim, Bachelor of Science. Henry Miamin Tin, Bachelor of Science. Trenton D. Tingley, Bachelor of Science. Christina M. Tipman, Bachelor of Science. Noah A. Truitt, Bachelor of Science. Gia Chicanas, Bachelor of Science. Timothy James Tunney, Bachelor of Science. Zoe Turner, Bachelor of Science. Emily Elizabeth Urick, Bachelor of Science. Aaron M. Umbenhauer, Bachelor of Science. Justin Cole Underwood, Bachelor of Science. High Distinction. Samuel J. Van Mitter, Bachelor of Science. Michael R. Walschlager, Bachelor of Science. Benjamin Jason Walter, Bachelor of Science. Jordan A. Weaver, Bachelor of Science. Michaela Shelby Weddle, Bachelor of Science. Highest distinction. Aidan Welch, Bachelor of Science. Dejanae Cooper Wells, Bachelor of Science. Emma Luz Westlake, Bachelor of Science. Alicia Lee Whitney, Bachelor of Science. Grant Christian Williams, Bachelor of Science. Jamie Williams, Bachelor of Science. Destiny M. Willis, Bachelor of Science. Blair Louise Wills, Bachelor of Science. Savannah Zoe Wills, Bachelor of Science. Justin L. Wiry, Bachelor of Science. Matthew James Wiry, Bachelor of Science. Benjamin M. Wolf, Bachelor of Science. Colin Ray Wolf, Bachelor of Science. Nicholas Robert Wright, Bachelor of Science. Evander Sutton Wynn, Bachelor of Science. Zixing Yu, Bachelor of Science. Noha Zaki, Bachelor of Science. High Distinction. Nasrul Aman Zulkifli, Bachelor of Science.
Thanks to all who've taken part in this ceremony. I take comfort in knowing that even when there is uncertainty in the world, one thing about this Kelley School will remain constant. Our graduates have the talent to succeed, the humility to grow, and the tenacity to persevere. We want you to take that talent, that humility, and that tenacity, and make the world a better place going forward. We have faith in you. We know you'll roll up your sleeves and do what needs to be done because you're a Kelley. I want to thank you for making the Kelley School part of your journey. The challenges you endured are part of the tapestry that has made Kelley what it is today. I'm so proud of you. Look what you've accomplished in the middle of a global pandemic. Now imagine what you can do next. There's no stopping you from achieving great things. Congratulations and best of luck to you.
fellow Kelleys. My name is Jennifer Hogberg, and I currently serve as the president of the Kelley School of Business Alumni Association. On behalf of KSBAA, I would like to congratulate you on this remarkable achievement and officially welcome you into the Kelley Alumni Network. Today, you are joining one of the largest business school networks in the world, a group of more than 120,000 living alumni all over the world, eager to connect with you. Think about that for just a moment. Even as you have completed your studies in the midst of immense challenges and uncertainty, today you have 120,000 fellow Kelleys cheering you on. At KSBAA, we're committed to helping you build your network and navigate your career journey after graduation. Whether you're looking for assistance in making future career moves or seeking content as you continue to grow and learn new skills, we hope to provide you with valuable career, professional development, and networking opportunities for many years to come. All Kelley alumni have access to KSBAA resources, including webinar libraries with faculty-led content, regional events, career services, and much more. And while these are services designed to help you, we also know that Kelley alumni like to stay engaged. You'll always have a home here at the Kelley School, and KSBAA can connect you with meaningful ways to stay involved and give back to our alma mater. From recruiting and hiring future Kelleys to your organization, to volunteering in your city or back in the classroom, to making a gift of your time and resources, Kelley alumni play a vital role in creating momentum for our school and its students. We hope you'll take a moment to explore our website and learn more about the ways you can continue to grow your network, attend alumni events, and volunteer with student projects. To stay connected, I encourage you to let us know where you're going and what you're doing. You can now become an IU proud member of the IU Alumni Association, a free program specifically designed for recent graduates. Members of IUAA are automatically members of KSBAA, so you'll receive information and updates on Kelley news, alumni program offerings, and more. I hope you will continue to choose to engage with, promote, and support Kelley. Congratulations, good luck in your future endeavors, and thank you for making us proud as you carry the esteemed title of Kelley alumni.